Alrighty guys, let's talk about partnership. Hi, I'm Terry Bailey with Selling Utah Real Estate. Now I had made a couple of videos in regards to partnerships, and probably 4 years ago is when I made the last video. Honestly, my thoughts have shifted a little bit when it comes to partnership. Usually I said, hey, if you can buy a property by yourself, always buy it by yourself. But that's changed, It's changed as my life has changed and my mentality around certain things has changed as well, right? Back then, my time wasn't worth as much as what I would say it is worth now. And also, I thought I was the expert on everything, which that's also not true. So partnerships are really what you make of them, right? They can be really good and really beneficial, or they can be really bad, right? It just depends on how you're structuring them. And then you're making sure that you're playing to everyone's strengths. So let's say I have a partner who's really, really good at renting out to single people, to non-married singles, usually under about 30, 35. So if you're renting out rooms or you're renting out like a 4-bedroom duplex, 4-bed, 2-bath, if I'm just renting it out to a family, I can probably rent it out for about $2,000, maybe $2,200. But if he's renting them, he can rent them out like $650 a room, right? So that's $2,600, it's about $2,600. So he's able to get $400 more a month than I would be able to if I were the one renting. Because I don't really like renting out single rooms. It's more management intensive, and I don't really classify that it's worth my time. But for this partner, he does classify that it's worth his time, and he actually enjoys it on a very, very basic level. Say we're both bringing the same amount of money to the table, but I bring the fact that I'm finding better deals and better deal structure. So that's the value I'm bringing to the partnership. And then he's able to run it better than I am. So that's the value that he brings to the partnership. And so that value may be 50-50. That value may be 60-40, right? It really depends. And every partnership is different. But the point is, if you can set up the partnership the right way, you can create a good synergistic relationship where 1 + 1 isn't 2, it's 3. The other thing I would mention is, hey, would I rather get half a property today or wait another 3 years to get a full property by myself? What I mean by that is, say you need $100,000 to buy X property, right? And you have 50 right now. And X property is a really good deal. So rather than let go of X property that's a really good deal, I would rather have my 50, look around and see if I can get 25 from somebody else or 50 from somebody else, come together and buy a partnership, right? I'd rather buy half of a really, really good deal than 100% of an okay deal. And I'd rather buy half of a really, really good deal today where I think there's better prices, better deal structures available than there probably will be in 3 years, right? If when interest rates go up, the market stabilizes, it goes up again, right? Because then I'm buying now at a higher price with not as good of a deal structure. And then that 50% that I own here is now elevated. And now with that same 50, if I want to buy again, right, because I was going to save up for that 50 to buy the 100 later, now with that same 50, I'll do the same thing. I'll do another partnership here on another deal, right? But now I have 2 good deals that I own. And if I partnered up with the right people, right, then maybe I've got 2 good deals that I'm not having to necessarily manage myself, right? Because I found the deal, I find somebody else who can manage the property better. Or maybe I am managing it and I'm getting a little bit extra on the cash flow for managing it. Maybe that's the structure I want. The point of the video is figure out what you're really good at, what you like doing, what values you bring. Bring in partners who have different values or different things that they can bring to the table. And not every partnership needs to be 50-50. And you don't always have to come up with 50% of the money, right? If you're finding a really good deal or a really good deal structure, maybe you bring in 30% of the money or 0% of the money. But you get 20% of the equity. And someone who brought in all the money gets 80%, but they found a really good deal. So it's better for them to get 80% of the deal and then not manage it, not run it. And then you have 20% of the deal, but you didn't bring in any of your money and you get a deal, right? So every deal can vary, every deal structure go forward. My recommendation is network, find the right people, and then find people that complement where you're lacking and find people where you complement where they're lacking. And that's the basis of creating a good partnership in real estate. So they're beneficial. If you're doing them the right way, they can be awesome. I'm doing them myself right now. I highly recommend them, and I highly recommend you guys go out and find good deals for you and your family.